welcome to Kerry's Cards. Thanks for popping over today to try out this tutorial. I'm going to show you how to make a very quick and easy card where the insides actually slide out and there's like a bit of a mechanism on the front. This is an example of one I used using the Be Mine Buzzy Bee stamp set. This one I've used the Trusted Tools dies and information and stamp set. So it reveals Dad, so that'll make a great Father's Day card. On this one I've used the elegant marble papers from the current online Stampin' Up, and you can see here, so the heart slides up and down. Now depending on how big the slit is there, it depends on how easy it is to pull the slidey bit up. So this one's a bit tight, but after a while it goes up and down quite easily. So let's get crafting. You will need a piece of card that is 5 3/4 inches by 8 1/4, which in this instance is 8 1/4. There we are, I thought so. In this instance is exactly the width of a piece of A4 piece of card. So this is how I've designed this one. We're then going to score this on the long side at 2 inches, 4 inches. No, scrap that, not 4 inches. But that's okay, we'll leave that there. 6 inches. And 8 inches. So you actually want to score just at 2 inches, 6 inches and 8 inches. We are going to use this line, so actually you can leave it in if you wanted to, but not press quite so hard, because what we're going to do is this is where we're going to make our cut incision line there. So when we get to this point here, we'll line up at 4 inches again. Now, depending on how confident you are and what type of trimmer you have, you might actually want to just take a ruler and mark on here at 1 1/4 inches to 5 inches, because that's the depth or the line that you can see. I'm not sure you can see the mark there. From there to there is where we're going to cut. So we line it back up at 4 inches, and I'm going to go just a smidgen to the right, and then I'm actually using my guide that's down here. If I put this in here, if you can't see it very well, you might be able to see a little bit better on the trimmer. So I want 1 1/2, and I'm going to go all the way down to 5. You can see there 5 inches. That's the first cut, and then I'm going to move it a smidgen, again a little smidgen bit, and we'll do exactly the same cut. So we've got either side of the 4 inch mark and up to 1 1/2 inches. So that's given me a little bit of a cut line there. I'm going to get my little snip scissors and just go in there and cut there and there. So that's made our little mechanism for inside. Now I'm going to use my bone folder and just get rid of that, a little bit more of that score mark that I did there and there, because I don't want to see it. But once we finish decorating it, you won't actually see it anyway. So if you turn it over, it's not too bad. So that's the first part of our card. You can score, burnish each of these score lines. You don't need to do this one here. This is just what's going to happen is when you seal it at the end, that's where you're going to put your glue. So that's your little mark there as to where to put your glue. So you don't need to do any bone folding on that one. So let's put that to one side there. The other thing you will need is, let's just put this away a minute, is a small circle punch. And I'm going to use, I need 4. I like to make this mechanism using 4. You can use 3 punch circles. This punch is 1 inch, so a 3/4 inch would be fine, possibly a little bit too small, and then, or you could go just probably up to 1 1/2 inch, depending on how big you want your mechanism to be. Take 2 of your circles and you're going to fold them in half. There's 1 and 2. There we go. Then taking some Tombow glue, or you could use double-sided tape if you wanted to. You're going to put glue on one of the circles, and one of the half folded ones you put on one half, and the other folded one you put on the other half, and hold them in place until they've dried. So if, for example, you did double-sided tape, for example, or the Stamp and Seal, then that would be ready and good to go. But I've just used the wet glue because, again, it gives me that opportunity to wiggle it into the right place if it's not quite there. Then you open it up to make a bit of a T shape. With these two pieces here, you're then going to slide those through the hole that we've made. And so they're popped at the top. Then we fold them down on each other, and we put another bit of glue here. And I put my fourth one on top. And hold it until it's dry. Again, if you use your double-sided tape, for example, or Stamp and Seal, then that'll be done, but it doesn't take long. Just hold it down in place. And whilst that's there, I'll do that. And then what you've created there is a mechanism that should slide up and down the middle. Okay. Then we're going to join our two pieces of cards together like that. We're not actually going to glue it just yet, but I want to take my 1-inch punch that's here. Now that's the halfway mark there. And I'm going to make a little pull-up section with my thing. Actually, my punch may be a bit too thick because it's, there we go. So I've just made a little bit of a semicircle there. It's in line with the centre of the front part there. And what we need next is a piece of white card. Now our white card needs to be 5.5 inches by 3.5 inches, and I've got one. I thought I had one ready, but I don't, so let's cut one of those. There we go. So I lost that, it's just fallen off my trimmer. Let's put that back on. So again, okay, 5.5 inches is there. Oh, actually, I know why, because that's the back of some series paper. That's not my white A4 white card. Where's that gone then? Let's get some new white card out then. There we go. So about 5.5 inches. By 3.5. That's that one. And before we stick this down, I'm just going to pop a little tab hole there, sort of eyeballing where's centre. That'll be just the right size to put some ribbon through. Now we take our piece of card and we make sure we line it up. Put some glue on the mechanism and then centre it in your card so that you've got equidistance either side of the score lines there and there, and that the hole that we've just punched is in the middle sort of, or so you can see it through the thing, and just hold it in place for a little bit until it dries. Once you've got this in place, what you can do then is pop this over and pop your glue down here. It's got some on that card. And then fold that over and hold that both down as well. So that'll hold them all in place while it dries. So when we flip it over, what we have now is, hopefully, a card that pulls up and down like that. If you want it to come out a little bit further, you could take your score line, your cut line up to there so it comes out a little bit more. I'll show you how easy that is to do. You can either do it in the machine and cut from 1 inch down to 5. Or you can do it that way. There we are. So it comes out just that little bit further. And now it's time to decorate. And this one I'm going to do a pull-up one again. Oh, it drops all the way down. There we are. Okay, so I'm going to use some nice patterned paper from the Marbled Elegance. This is, I don't have much left, but I'm going to use some. Let's see what we've got. Let's see. I think I'm going to use this one because it's got a bit of red and pink, so it'll go with the red card base. You can either do sections, do a section there, and then one for the back to cover. But what I've done here is I've made a wrap to go round the whole, from one side and round the back. You'll see in a moment. So the measurements you need for that is 5 inches by 8 1/4. So I'll do 5 inches by 8 1/4. Sorry, 8 1/8, not 8 1/4, 8 1/8. And this might be a tad too tight or too much, and then you can just slice them off if you find that that's the case. But what I do here is I slide it underneath the mechanism and give myself enough space at the bottom and the top, and then I hold it down upside down and press it with my fingers. I've not scored the paper, so I just want to feed it round like it's wrapping a present, really, I suppose. And then see how we fit when we slide that underneath. So I think that's just a tad too big because it's not going up. So I'm just going to take it whilst it's in position and slice a really thin slice off. And the reason I've done these measurements is because you might have scored it slightly off, so it gives you the flexibility to tweak it slightly. And again, that's a little bit more. But I'd rather you had more than you need, not enough. That's it. There we have it. So those two now, that's nice and neat and tight. So we'll just measure what that was. Actually, it's 8 inches. So if you cut it at 8 inches, I'll change the measurements in the description below. So 8 inches, that should be ample size then to wrap around. Okay. Right, so once that's done, I then glue down here on the card itself, so I know to avoid where the mechanism is. And then I'll just slide that underneath the mechanism, wipe any excess glue away and hold that down in place. That's one. And then the second side, do the same. Slide that down and underneath. And that's ready. There we are, so hopefully that should slide up and down. Now what we're missing here is a little nice bit of ribbon for the hole, so I'm just going to get some nice ribbon and pop that in there. I think we'll go with a nice red. I've got about 5 inches there. Pop that through. Tie a nice little bow. It's a bit long. I'm going to tie a little knot. Now I want to make sure that I can read my greeting, so I'm going to use the stamp set, which is, I can't find it. Right, we're going to use the stamp set, Hearts of Elegance. This is the new online exclusives through Stampin' Up, and I've already pre-cut some heart shapes using the matching Hearts of Elegance dies. There's lots of different shapes of hearts and sizes of hearts in here. So you can see there you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different shaped hearts that I've already pre-cut. So in terms of the stamp, I think I might sending you love or love you. Should we do a love you one? Seeing as it's Valentine's Day. I'm going to not big enough. Let's go for that one there. Load that one up, and I will use Melon Bamboo just for a bit more of a contrast. Press that down. Put that to one side, and then that's, I know that that's nice in there. Tie that one a bit tighter. Now, I've already pre-cut some hearts here out. I've got a nice gold one because it's got the gold in the paper. So what I'm going to do is layer them up on here, firstly to make sure that we can read the writing underneath. I'm just going to load that one there like that with a bit of glue. I think I might go for a red heart there. Maybe a little pink one down here. And then I quite fancy having a little stamp of, let's just check when it slides down, that it's still closed. Yeah, so I could put another heart there, you see, like that, which I might do. Never have enough love. More love the merrier, hey? And let's stamp Happy Valentine's Day. Clean this one while I'm at it. Right, so what should we do? Should we do a pink one? Or, yeah, let's do pink as well. Nice and neat. And then I'm just going to cut these out. I'm going to do a random cut. A little bit of fussy cutting here because I want to see the hearts underneath, whereas if I put it on a die that's got like some nice edges on it and things, it might be just a little bit too bulky. There we are. And then just tidy that bit up a little bit there. That's a bit neater. And then I can overlay that. I can either pop it in there. Where should we put it? Where shall we put it? I think I want to put it right in the middle. I'm going to use some 3D foam pads as well. I'll do I'm tempted to pop it there. Nope. I'll pop it there, it's gone down now. So then, when we slide it up, it's got love you and Happy Valentine's Day. So that's one card that we've made quite quick. Let's put this one away here. Let's bring in the others that we did. different versions that we have and variations. So, thanks for joining me. What are you going to make your slide with? What other things do you think you can pop on the mechanism there that would look good that you've got in your collection? Happy crafting. Take care. Bye.